I wanted to dive into a topic today about what happens after you manifest the life you desire. This is Kyoto. Anyway, we know that manifestation is embodying the emotion of who you want to become, right? So I was having a visualization and I noticed there was some hesitation coming up where it felt like, what happens after I get this desire and then I'm taking it for granted? It was kind of a low vibe type of energy. So I sat on that for a while and I was thinking about it. Is this okay to be coming up? Because I've manifested a lot of big things in my life and I was thinking about it and I was like, why is this coming up? Because when you manifest the life you desire and you're really becoming the person you want to become and embodying her energy, that abundance is going to keep flowing and it's going to ultimately keep bringing that gratitude back to you. So in a sense, you're attracting more, there's more abundance, it's going to be higher levels where it's going to automatically bring that energy of gratitude and you're already going to be in a high vibe state. Think about something that you have already manifested. It could be something as simple as your phone or an apartment or a house that you bought, something big or small. And notice how you've already become used to it being in your life. That's the kind of energy it will be. You won't take it for granted necessarily, but you're going to feel comfortable with it being in your life. It's going to be normalized. That's actually energy that we want to tap into, that normalized energy of your manifestation already being in your life. When you can get into that flow and when you start to have feelings of you might take something for granted, that's actually a huge sign that you're on the right path and are in alignment to achieving what you are manifesting and that person that you're becoming, which is super exciting and something you should be congratulating yourself for. It's not easy to always stay in alignment with the person that you're becoming, and you don't always have to, and it's important to recognize as well that if you have negative emotions along the way on your manifesting journey and becoming your higher self, that is totally okay. One negative emotion or a few isn't going to completely bash your progress. You have to realize that positive emotions are so much stronger than negative emotions. The energy of love is so much stronger than the energy of fear. Fear might feel scary, but ultimately love conquers all. When you tap into that, it's going to counteract those negative emotions, and when repeated and practiced consistently, it will end up being a dominant emotion, which is what we want. But anyway, overall, it was an interesting topic that I had come across in my visualization, and I also had someone on my TikTok comment something along the lines of, let me actually pull that up. So someone on my TikTok actually commented, I would love to hear more on your take on maintaining the feeling state of already having our desires and having the conviction and faith that it is done. I love that so much just because I feel like everyone focuses on how to get there, but no one focuses on what to do once you have it. So that's where really practicing that normalization and being in a steady state of presence and gratitude, which will naturally flow to you once you're in that flow of abundance. Tapping into that and staying in that is important and something that will most likely come naturally. About the conviction and faith part, however, this is more about that embodiment, trusting the process. It's not about hoping or trying to convince yourself. It's knowing that what you want is already set in motion. Your job is to stay in alignment with the feeling of the version of you who has it. Faith will grow the more you live from that version. The universe is just such a magical thing. It just multiplies what you focus on and multiplies what you're paying attention to. So if you're constantly focusing on negativity, you're going to get more negativity back. If you're focusing on positive emotions, you're really going to get that back in abundance as well. And a lot of us are raised in negative frames of mind, and that's not our fault, but it is our responsibility to take action on that and make a difference to rewire our brain. But anyway, back to the whole point of this video. So being in this state, oh, maybe here's my other cat. She doesn't want to be held. Well, her name is Nomi. She's super cute. We love her. But anyway, so being in the state when you already have something that you've manifested and maintaining that energy. So I want to call upon a personal example here. So I manifested my dream car about a year and a half ago, and I was really worried that I would take it for granted one day, which was a totally valid concern, right? Because my very first car was not super special. It was special to me in the moment because it was my first car. But ultimately, over time, my attraction kind of faded to it, if that makes sense. And I manifested my dream car, and I was worried that the same thing would happen over time. Because after I got my first car, after a couple months, I just was over it. Anyway, I manifested my dream car. I am, fast forward to this day, I am still so in love with it. I feel like my love grows for it more and more every single day. And ultimately, that gives me hope and faith that in the future, manifesting bigger and better things, I now have trust that it won't slip into the background. Ultimately, when you're manifesting things and you're in the flow of abundance, that gratitude and presence is ultimately always going to be there in some level of the background, as long as you're staying in aligned with a good energy. Because if you start sliding down a bad path, I can see how then you might start taking things for granted or sliding back into a negative frame of mind. But as long as you're staying consistent with rewiring your brain and constantly trying to be the best version of yourself, there is no reason why you're going to start to take everything for granted all of a sudden. Because when you're already in that state, you're already most likely being mindful and practicing mindfulness. You just want to really tap into your new normal. Once you are there, you'll constantly be reaching higher and higher levels, because as humans, we're never officially done growing until we die. So as long as you're actively working towards growth. So in conclusion, embodying the feelings of staying in that state of embodiment once you already have what you desire, and having full conviction and faith in manifesting your desires are two super important aspects of manifestation. If this resonated with you, or you have any ideas or topics that you want me to cover, let me know. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you resonated. Thanks so much. I look forward to talking to you all in the next video.